Hello, anime fans. This is Noah,
And Johan?
and we are the anime connoisseurs. It's been a little while since we've recorded one of these, but
Yep.
today we are returning to the mic to discuss Johan's reaction to the first post time skip saga of One Piece, what I like to call the reunion saga, consisting of Return to Sabaody and Fishman Island. Take it away.
Yep. So a lot of people have issues with Fishman Island in particular. They think it's a pretty like lame first arc for like time skip. However, let's talk about Return to Sabaody first. So, one thing I noticed about Return to Sabaody, this is where I really started to feel that the paneling started to go all over the place. Maybe some people realized this before, but for me in particular, these chapters do not. What is it, like 5, 6 chapters, right? Like, yeah. Let me here. Actually, we could verify the amount. It's 5 chapters. I was right. Yeah, it's 5 chapters. It doesn't feel like that. It feels way longer. So yeah, no, these chapters are definitely pretty I guess dense would be a way to say it, or just very full of content. There's a lot here. I have I guess maybe I should kind of get to this in a future video, but I definitely have some issues with post time skip One Piece. And I don't know if it really started here. It might have been more towards like Punk Hazard and Dressrosa and beyond and stuff like that. But this one kind of had it a little bit. So yeah, I just kind of feel like the paneling has started to decline a bit. Not in terms of like actual like artistic quality. It's more so that it's just really all over the place. Very, I know some people would say hard to follow. And me in particular, it's just a lot. It's kind of just like a little overwhelming to look at times. It's not very like visually intuitive at times, and there have been times where I just have to like go back and like I'd have to sit with these chapters a bit more. I'm sorry, sit with these pages a bit more and just have to like really like analyze the page and kind of like figure out like where like the progression of like the panel is. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is where I kind of started to feel that, but I think it becomes much more of a big issue later. And this is a pretty famous criticism of One Piece, the One Piece manga. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
go ahead. Yeah.
I was just about to say, you're definitely not alone in thinking that. Like a lot of people would say that this sort of problem kind of starts to become really noticeable around Whole Cake Island,
Okay. Yeah.
but I definitely agree that post time skip is kind of where it becomes noticeable. It's a lot. The chapters become a lot denser. There's a lot more. The paneling becomes a lot more cluttered. It's not really a deal breaker in my opinion, because at this point you're invested in the world, you're invested in the characters. So if you're really into it, you might not even notice it if you're like enjoying it enough. But it is something to note about the quality and structure of post time skip One Piece.
Yeah, and that's fair, and I would agree with that. It's definitely not a deal breaker, and I could, and I mean, as you can see, I've kept reading, so it is definitely something that I've put up with, and I'm like willing to deal with. And listen, compared to the anime, this is completely fine because like the anime in comparison, the anime is just oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure like a lot of people, I mean, are like for example, I've talked to multiple people that really dislike the post time skip anime until you get to Wano, of course. But for like Dressrosa is a big example. Fishman Island, Punk Hazard, those are like examples of like where the anime really starts to decline.
Yeah, the anime was in a rough spot before the sort of Wano, like, I guess, sort of rebrand of the visuals. One Piece fans were truly in the trenches back then.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna be honest. I do think I made the right decision, and I would recommend to other people to just read the manga as a whole. I am not really a huge fan of the One Piece anime, even before time skip. I just don't like its pacing. It's just very, and I don't know. I'm not a really. It's just not for me. Like I don't really care for the way like the stories presented, some of the voice acting. I just like how the One Piece manga, and this is just the thing with manga in general. I think I've talked about this in previous videos, but I just like how it leaves room for my imagination because my imagination makes me like it more, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is just something that people like about manga. But yeah, no, I am very looking forward to the Wits Studio adaptation of early One Piece because I mean we'll see how far it goes, but I think this is a very needed and welcome adaptation. I think this is a
Mm-hmm.
this is definitely a very good step in the right direction, and I am very happy with the announcement. I think I heard some bad things about it. I think I heard some like stuff like it's like AI. What is it? No, not AI.
Yeah, I heard about the AI sort of rumors, I guess. As far as I know, they are not true,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
is good to keep an eye on it
All right.
regardless.
All right. That's good. But yeah. Like we'll see what happens. You know, it's. But yeah, no. I think either way, this is going to be definitely like a big improvement, and that's what I'm hoping for. Or what I'm like. I have a good feeling about it. Is what I'm trying to say. So, anyways, let's talk about the arc itself. So I mean, it's just a transitional arc. There's not much to talk about. The stuff that I like in particular is the character introductions. Like for example, the way they introduce Zoro is pretty badass, and I kind of liked that.
Hmm.
And also just like everyone meeting together. You know, like oh my god, like this is such a great panel. I'm gonna become the Pirate King, and then you know, Rayleigh's like crying. That's a great panel. Oh my god, because
Yeah,
he remembers Roger. He's like, oh man, it's just like the man I used to work for. You know, like.
yeah, it's a really, really sweet moment.
Yeah, it resonates with him emotionally. That's pretty cool. And yeah, you know, they all kind of get together. And there's this one panel that I'm a huge fan of. Just oh my god. Now this is aura. I'm telling you, Jujutsu Kaisen fans, Jujutsu Kaisen fans, like Demon Slayer fans, this is aura. This right here is aura. This is real aura. Look at Luffy. He just like observation hockey's like the laser. He dodges it, and then he activates Gears 2 just by putting a hand up, and then he just dunks this replica. I forgot what they're called, like the robots,
Pacifistas.
the pacifistas. Yeah. Oh my god, that was such a hard panel. I really like this,
Yeah, and
and
it's you know, Naruto, eat your art out because this is how you do time skip power progression. Like, you
absolutely.
know, but pre-time skip, the entire crew was struggling to take out one of these guys, and now Luffy is casually with Gear Second one-shotting it. So like
Yep.
that is really an excellent way to just sort of portray just portray right out the gate how much stronger these guys are compared to when they started.
Absolutely. I do think One Piece has one of the better time skips for sure, and I am a fan with it. I don't have any issues with it personally. So yeah, no, I think I agree with everything you said. The like the power progression of the characters, like the and like where they go as characters and stuff. Like, yeah, this is all good. Robin had some interesting stuff going on, like in between pre and post time skip. You know, she had some.
Yeah.
I think she became a slave and stuff. I'm not. I think was she. I'm not really sure. I understood fully what was going on. Was she like kind of doing some stuff like under
Yeah, so what happened was she was sent to like a slave colony, and then she was picked up by the Revolutionary Army, who was, freeing the place.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so she spent the time skip with the Revolutionary Army, which, if I may editorialize a bit here, I feel like should be a way bigger deal in universe. Robin being a part of the Revolutionary Army, because like the Revolutionary Army are the biggest force that's actively opposing the world government, and they now have access to Robin, who has like the only person who's able to decipher the information that is supposedly so dangerous to the world government. So I'm really surprised. It seems like Robin should be like the world government should be on high alert that this sort of relationship has happened.
yeah. I mean, they already don't like her, and they think of her as a threat, except for Kuzan because Kuzan's an interesting character who is
Yeah,
he's a homie. You feel me? Like
yeah.
he's
Well, as we'll find out, Kuzan's no longer with the world government, so he has
yeah.
his own agenda.
Yep, very true. But yeah, no, I'm kind of interested, and I also do like. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video. I can't remember because it's just like a lot of stuff in this part of the story kind of blends together for me personally. But like I did like the stuff with Zoro and Mihawk, like how it's kind of like I think it's kind of like a cool like concept like flipped on its head. Like the man that
Yeah,
like he's getting trained by the man he wants to kill, or not necessarily kill, but just beat. I think like
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Do you think Zoro's out for blood, or do you think he just wants to beat him? Like.
I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I mean, in a sword duel like this, it kind of death is kind of like a given. But
Mhm.
I mean, I think after the time skip, they probably have an amiable enough relationship is that I don't know if Zoro would necessarily go for the kill.
Mhm.
I do think he would still like beat Mihawk fair and square, but
No, he would, of
it's
course.
not. He wouldn't. I don't think he would kill him.
Anyways, I'm pretty happy with the actual content of the chapter. Now I think this is a good time to talk about this. This is the perfect time to talk about this. Let's talk about the post time skip designs for the
Yes, let's do
drawings.
that.
All right, now I'll start with Luffy. I think this is a great design for Luffy. Very iconic. It's not my favorite. My favorite, personally, is actually something I haven't gotten to yet, which is Luffy's like, I guess like Emperor design. That's what I'm assuming it is. When he
Yes,
gets like the
that's pretty far off in the future, but it is a very good design. I'll say that now.
yeah, I really like the black cape and stuff, and it just works for me. I'm a fan of that. But yeah, no, this is good. I'm a fan of this. I like it more than his pre-time skip stuff. I think this works for me. Zoro, this is a perfect design for him. Flawless, 10 out of 10. It works for the character very well.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. I like it. I prefer it over his pre-time skip design, to be honest. But both are good. But I think this one is completely fun. All right, Sanji. I will be honest. I do prefer the pre-time skip design just a little bit, but the post-time skip is still fine. I guess it's what is it? It's the mustache. I guess
yeah, the little rat stash.
yeah, and then like the stubble or whatever, or like his facial hair. I like him better in post-time skip. I preferred him there, but he's fine. They're both
Yeah.
fine. Okay, Nami. This is a very iconic design, and yeah, I like it. It's a lot of people would say like Nami grew very well. She became a very beautiful woman, and yeah, no, she looks great. This is a fantastic design. A lot of people.
I'm being honest. This design has grown on me a lot. I kind of like I honestly kind of like the bikini and jeans combo. I think it works really well for the character and just
Yeah,
kind of
no,
works visually.
yeah, no, the bikini top works with her hair very well, in my opinion. Like it complements her
Oh
hair
yeah,
and her jeans very well. Oh my god, this is definitely the conversation of all time. But yeah, no, I'm feeling it. And it also shows off her tattoo as well, which I think is good.
hmm
Yeah, no, I like it. And the long hair. Oh god, the long hair is great. Yeah, definitely a fan. All right, Usopp. They're both fine. It's kind of just like a sideways move for me. It works. I don't have an issue with it. Okay, who's next? That would be, I guess, Chopper.
yeah,
Okay, so I guess he gets like a hat now.
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't pay attention to Chopper that much. Like, I just
yeah.
don't
I
look.
get it.
I don't look at him that much. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. All right,
Some people
next.
criticize Chopper's post time skip design for being more like I don't know, chibi and mascot ish.
Yeah, but I think it works, and honestly, I think Chopper is the character who should be the mascot
Yeah,
of One Piece, and like in Japan, like this is like pretty much like the second Pikachu kind of, but yeah, no, like I think it's fine. It's just the design calls back to the original fairly well, in my opinion, and I don't think it's like a bad thing. All right, so who joins next? That would be
Robin.
Robin. Okay, so this is a controversial take. I really like Robin's post-time skip design. This is actually my personal favorite Robin design that I can think of. There might be another one I'm missing, but I'm a huge fan of this. I think I love the blue like shirt. Was it like a jean shirt or something? Like
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like leather, kind of.
yeah, I love it. Huge fan. And okay, to be honest, I forgot to ask you this before. What would you what would you call it? Like a skirt, I guess. Like
Sundress, maybe.
yeah, sundress. I really like it. It just works super well. It works very well with me. I'm a huge fan of it. I love the glasses. They complement her hair very
Glasses
well.
are good. Yeah,
Yeah, same thing with her top. I think her top like works well with her. It's very fashionable. I love it. Like I don't know. I'm a huge fan. I've like obviously now like what like this arc has been out for like what like since like
like what 12, almost 14 years, almost. Yeah,
so that's the thing. Before I became a One Piece fan, I was used to how Robin was supposed to look. This is what I thought she was supposed to look like the whole time. And so I guess I'm so used to it because this is how I'm like used to seeing her. Like every time someone like draws her, like like it's always like in this outfit, and like I always thought this was like her. For me, I always thought this was her most iconic outfit, and like this is
yeah.
like the most famous design, which I'm not so sure if that's true or not. Listen, I've talked to many Robin fans. A lot of Robin fans really like her post-time skip design. And yes, the anime kind of butchers her a little
Yeah.
bit because a lot of people say like, oh, she looks like Colombian or whatever, and now she's like a white girl. And I'm like, okay, in the manga, we all know like this isn't really a
Yeah,
problem.
that was an anime decision.
I will say the fucking anime though, the way they like draw her in the anime at times is like, oh my God. Like if you look at some of the openings, like just like the anatomy is
Yeah.
very weird and jank. It just looks very
Don't
strange.
I know it?
Yeah, and Noah over here, biggest
Big
Robin
Robin
fan.
fan. Yeah.
Yeah, biggest Robin fan. Like,
The anime repeat keeps doing her and frankly a lot of the female characters dirty.
but yeah, no, in the manga, I think I do like how she looks, and I am a fan of this character as well. I do quite like her. I would say she's probably like in top two of my favorite female characters in One Piece. It's either her or Vivi. I really like Robin. I think she's a great character, very well written, and I respect her a lot. And I think this is definitely her and Nami. I think they're both, and Vivi, all three of them. I think they're all examples of like well-written shonen female characters, and I think One Piece is pretty underrated with its female characters, and Noah has said that before, and I do agree.
For
So
sure,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. All right, next is, I'm sorry, I love Robin so much, I keep talking about her. All right, so who's next? That would be, oh my God, Frankie, what did they do to you, bro? Bro. All right, yeah, no, so this is, I don't think, a lot of people don't like this done. It's not really the hands that bother me, it's more the haircut and just his face. Like, what happened to this motherfucker, bro? I think he looks so much better in pre-time skip. Like, I'm a big fan of his pre-time skip design. I like his character, but oh my God, bro, it's so hard to look at him now. Like, this,
Yeah, I do miss the because I mean he changes his haircut a lot, but I do miss the pompadour. I think it's super iconic, and
yeah, for sure.
a lot of the new haircuts just don't hit the same.
Yeah, nah, I like Frankie. He's a cool guy. He's a chill dude. I've always, been fine with him. But yeah, nah, I'm a little sad. It's not the end of the world, but again, a lot of people don't like the arms. I guess I like the they should keep the Hawaiian shirts. The Hawaiian shirts, that's him. He has to wear those Hawaiian shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure. The thing
uh,
about Frankie's design for me is that like I think I like aesthetically like the pre-time skip design better, but I feel like I don't know, the post-time skip almost suits him more. Like it makes sense that he would, I guess, redesign himself like this.
yeah,
But
and that's fair. I would agree with that. The whole Frankenstein stuff that was going on,
yeah,
like in.
Frankenstein, he's got like the big, like, more robotic parts.
Mhm. And that's fine. But aesthetically, I do prefer pre-time skip. If I would be lying if I said that, or if I didn't say that. But all right. So last is Brooke. Again, kind of just kind of the same for me. More or less the same in how much
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's fine. But yeah. All right. So now that I'm done simping for Robin, let's move on. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to say here. I think they run away from. I think they're getting attacked and they're running away to go to Fishman Island. I believe, is that
Pretty
what's
much,
happening?
yeah.
Yeah, that's from what I remember. So yeah, no, it's a solid arc. I mean, it's just a transition arc. There's not really much to say. It's just it I think it transitioned well into the rest of time skip. Now let's talk about Fishman Island.
All right.
So overall with Fishman Island, I'm not like a huge hater of this arc. It's just kind of fine. It's like towards the middle for me. It's solid. I don't think it's like horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
I do agree that it would have been nice if we got like a better, really bombastic, like 10 out of 10, like post time skip arc. That would have been kind of nice, but this is okay. It's definitely not that bad. All right, so I do like the chapters where they're talking about Kuma. Now, as I've stated before, I've gotten spoiled for Kuma a little bit, and I'm kind of aware of what happens. I really like the panel where he's talking about like Bartholomew Kuma is the savior of our crew, and like where he finds like Kuma like protecting the ship. That's pretty cool. Kuma's
Oh
just
yeah.
such a great guy. Like
He's so good.
he's quickly becoming, and honestly, I've started to think about it. I think Kuma is probably in my top 5 favorite characters in the entire series. He might be number 3 now. Like honestly, once I get to Egghead, he might end up overtaking Whitebeard and might become number 3 because I really like him. He is a great person and a really cool character. And as I've said, every time he shows up, it's peak.
Mm-hmm.
He elevates the story every time he's on screen. And oh my God, it's so sad what happened to him. I'll talk about that later once I get to like Reverie, but man, it's really sad. And oh my God, dude, I'm gonna be crying. Like, no, expect me to be sending you like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
sad posting about Kuma once I get there. Like, oh my god.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
Yeah, no, like this is oh my god, Kuma's great. I can't believe because like when Kuma and Doflamingo got introduced in what was that? I believe that was Jaya, right?
yeah,
Obviously Doflamingo is such an iconic villain. He's such an iconic One Piece character, and I was expecting to like him more. No, I ended up liking Kuma more, and I was really caught off guard with how great Kuma was. Nobody talked about him for a long time, but Kuma's like the
yeah.
goat, man.
I
But yeah, no.
remember like the worldwide popularity poll that happened, I think a year or two ago, before Egghead really got underway, and Kuma was in like around the 90s place or something.
Yeah,
And
it's just
and now looking back on him now, I'm like, oh man, if they do another popularity poll, Kuma's gonna fucking shoot to the moon, probably to like the top 20 at least.
oh yeah, he's gonna be really up there. I mean, like he's just a very likable character in general. Like he's a really interesting and like these types of characters like him and Blackbeard are and like Shanks and Whitebeard. The part of the reason why I like One Piece so much, Luffy as well, like just like the morality of these characters and how like wholesome they are, despite like making decisions that like are better for like the good of humanity and like Luffy and because he's
Hmm.
they're protecting Luffy like like I always like these types of Itachi characters. I'm not I wouldn't go as far as say that he's an Itachi type of character, but you kind of understand what I'm trying to say. Like
I get where you're
these
going for, yeah.
yeah, like characters that are perceived as bad people, but then you realize, oh my god, they were good all along. I really like these. I we no, and I always like the joke that like Severus Snape is like the Itachi, or like
Yeah.
he's pretty much the exact same thing. But yeah, these types of characters, and the inverse as well. Like I really want Shanks. Okay, this is kind of off topic, but like I really want Shanks to be like a super interesting secret villain. I would love to see that. I think that would be super interesting. I really want them to
Yeah.
do something incredibly interesting with Shanks, and I'm looking forward to like the end game of these characters, except for Whitebeard. Rest in peace. That's my bro, but
Yeah.
that's my homie. But yeah, I mean, well, Kuma's dead too, but yeah. But we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward. The beginning is fine. I know some people don't like this part where they're like, traveling through the ocean to get to Fishman Island. It's fine in the manga. It's like a couple
Yeah.
chapters.
Yeah,
Doesn't
they did
take.
extend this once again to shit on the anime. They did extend this by quite a bit.
Yeah, that's kind of just an issue with the anime as a whole. I've mentioned my issues with like how they extended certain parts of Marineford. Ace's death in particular. That's the part that I didn't really like that much. I kind of liked the way it was structured in the manga more. All right, now so we have a Fishman Island. Now, you can tell right away when you get to the first panel of seeing the like panoramic view of Fishman Island. You can tell that Oda really wanted to draw this arc. He was
Oh yeah.
very, very zealous and excited to put the pen on the paper and draw this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fishman Island, say whatever else you can say about it. It is one of Oda's most beautiful and vibrant sort of settings that we've seen in One Piece. It's really, really gorgeous.
Absolutely, I would agree. Yeah, no. So, and yeah, the I love the blue haired mermaid. She's super cute. I love her. And the mermaids look all great. Oh my god, I think I'm turning into Sanji. Hold on. Speaking of
No, don't
which,
die.
don't die. Speaking of which, all right. So, yeah, we're kind of about to get into that section. So there's this one panel that's pretty infamous, and I was surprised that people. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I thought that I might be sane in brain. I might be stuck in Tight Moon, or like Berserk and Vinland Saga. What Devilman, stuff like that. I might be stuck with some of these, but when people were describing what Sanji did in this arc, I thought they were talking about something way more extreme and way more like I guess you could say inflammatory or graphic. But no, that is not what happened. He just kind of like made a blood like fountains. What do you call that? Like shooting up like a or like
Just
those fountains like that
yeah.
shoot up water. like one of those. I think there's a word for that, but I guess I understand. Like people think it's obnoxious, and there are people that don't like Sanji's gimmick or what's the no, that's not the right
His
word.
gag.
His
Yeah.
gag, yeah. I think it's fine. I mean, the thing is, he's not like he's just a simp. He's not really like a perv. You know what I mean? Like I know some people would
Yeah.
beg to
Yeah.
differ.
Yeah, because like yeah, that is what separates Sanji from a lot of these kind of characters. He never like actively harasses women. Like he's mostly just kind of like off to the side, like gooning out or whatever.
Very yeah, and he's very chivalrous,
Totally, yeah,
very respectful of women, and that makes sense. Like if you really think about how his upbringing in Whole Cake Island, like we'll talk about, he lived with his sister and stuff, and
yeah,
he respects her and everything. So yeah, that makes sense. Like and like yeah, I this didn't bother me, but like I was talking with people on Discord and like Twitter and stuff, and like no, this is nowhere near as bad as I expected. I'm like,
yeah,
you guys made I'm gonna be honest, you like the way people describe this made me think like an eclipse, like a berserk eclipse was gonna happen. Like what? Like oh my god, like oh, so that was really funny, but no, nothing that extreme. This is a children's manga, it's
yeah,
nothing bad's gonna happen. I do like the panel where they introduce my boy, fucking Hody Jones. Okay, so I have to explain. I think this guy is really funny. I actually think Hody Jones is I think he's kind of entertaining. And I know he's like basically the biggest racist of all time.
yeah,
It's just kind of comical. I don't know, man. I think he's funny. It's kind of like Arlong. I feel like I'm seeing Arlong again. And I don't know, man. I guess I just like these just racist characters. It's just funny. I don't know what it is, but no, like there's definitely racist characters, such as the what's his name, the stupid bitch boy. What
Celestial Dragons.
yeah, the Celestial Dragon guy. Yeah, no, he sucks, like obviously, but like Hody Jones, he's kind of cool in certain points, and he's just funny. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
can't.
I mean the new Hordy and the new Fishman Pirates. They're kind of like they are pretty extreme to a point that it is kind of comical, honestly.
Yeah, it's like satire, and also just look at his face. He's so funny. Like I
Yeah.
just like I just think like, oh, this is the most racist character of all time, and then you just look at his face, and I'm just like, yeah. Oh my god, but yeah, no, I think he's got a great design. I think we'll talk about his, I guess his Unbound design or whatever it's called later. But yeah, there's some pretty solid stuff. I kind of like. I'm kind of skipping around, but yeah, Shirahoshi, yeah, she's all right. I think people give her some shit. I think she's fine. It's just,
Yeah. I think people have kind of turned around. People did not like her in the early on in the in earlier years, I guess, when the arc was still new, but people have kind of turned around on her.
okay, so I do like Hody Jones's backstory, and this guy is honestly underrated. I really think that Hody Jones is an underrated villain as a whole. I think he's actually a pretty solid character. He's got a good backstory. I think his whole character, like the point of his character is like more interesting than a lot of villains in One Piece, and like I don't know, like Don Krieg and stuff. Like I honestly think Hody Jones is kind of underrated because a lot of people don't like him or just say like the villain's kind of whatever. I think he's honestly pretty solid. Like definitely not in the top tiers, of course not, but like he's not that bad. I think he's an underrated
Yeah,
character.
he's
I'm gonna say that, and then Noah's gonna post. That's why I'm using the lives of you worthless human. Oh my god, like just racism. Oh my
yeah,
god.
I don't know. I guess in terms of Hody Jones, for me, he's probably my least favorite major villain in the series. He's one of those villains, and I'm probably going to get cooked for saying this. He's one of those villains like Perfect Cell or Sukuna, where the themes and ideas surrounding the character are more interesting than the character themselves.
I would
that
agree.
is what makes them that's what makes them good. Not so much what their actual personality is, but yeah, I agree. He's not quite as bad as some people make him out to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially with Perfect Cell. All right, so I do like the fight with Hody Jones and Zora underwater. It's pretty cool. I like that nice trident that he's using. Yeah, there's some good choreography here. I quite liked everything that was going on here. Now, what a lot of people would consider the meat and like the best part of the arc is the Fisher Tiger backstory.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do quite like this backstory. This is very good. I am quite a fan of this. I think it creates a lot of contextualization for Arlong. There's a lot of world building going on. I really like, for example, I love how they showed Borsalino in the past.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this is good. We're all good here. It's very sad when Fisher Tiger died, and I feel for Arlong. I feel for Jinbei. And oh man, we have what's her name? The Revolutionary Army girl. She's in here
oh,
too.
koala, yeah,
Yeah, Koala, right. Yeah, no. Oh my God, man, this is so sad. Yeah, no, this was a great, very, very heart-wrenching. You like this, I don't remember if I cried at this part. It's been a while, I just can't remember. I read Fishman Island like about almost a year ago at this point.
yeah,
So my memory's a little fuzzy, but yeah, no, I remember liking this arc or this segment of the arc quite a lot. This is also my boy Borsalino. He got the drip, bro. Look at him.
yeah,
He's got that shit on. Like I kind of like it, and this is no. Again, like as I said, I like everything with Arlong. As you know, I'm quite a fan of Arlong. I think he's pretty cool. And I did appreciate this as an Arlong fan. I'm glad we got to see more of
yeah.
him.
I mean,
Um,
this flashback alone, it honestly like bumps him up a few places in my own villain ranking, and it's a really good sort of way to recontextualize his actions and his words in Arlong Park.
Absolutely, yeah. And I would agree. And oh my God, Fisher Tiger, man, that's the homie, man. I feel bad for him. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
that's our goat, man. Yeah, but yeah, so that was all good, and they're extending the whole. Oh my God, I forgot about this. They mentioned Joy Boy in all the way back in Fish.
Yeah.
Guys, Oda, the goat of like a foreshadowing. Oh my God, just masterful work. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I have to make fun of those types of fans, but no. This is good. Like I like this is nice. I do like how One Piece kind of like puts a lot of plot threads out there that get extended later on. It's definitely one
Yeah.
of the joys and one of the best things about reading One Piece. It's definitely a great thing to experience, and yeah, I would recommend it. But yeah, no, I know those fans can get a little annoying. I know, I'm sure, I understand. But no, like this is good. I do like the whole thing. I think there's a lot of intrigue around Pluton and Joy Boy and stuff. I kind of want to see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So is it true that Joy Boy actually was like hinted at all the way back in Skypiea?
Not like directly. I mean, there's some. It's more like the imagery of Joy Boy was kind of set up in Skypiea. Some of the I guess the images that are associated with Joy Boy, you can find those in Skypiea, whether intentionally or not. That kind of serves as a bit of foreshadowing for what is to come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Jimmy is a great guy. We all love him. He really helped our boy
Hmm.
out. Helped our boy Luffy out. He's a good dude. And I'm yes, I do know that he does join the Pirates later on. So looking forward to that. We'll see. All right. Now I actually really like Hody Jones's, I guess, unbound ascended form.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know, overdosed form or whatever you want
yeah.
to
Pretty
call it.
much.
Yeah, no, it's a great design. The great white shark, the white hair, the tattoos, like yeah, it looks really good. His more like bigger frame, like he's taller now, I think. He's like
Yeah,
more
yeah,
bulky. I'm quite a fan. Now, this is a pretty good scene. I actually do like this, and the anime did do this fairly well. Now, I will agree, the anime did a very big disservice on some of the choreography in this arc. Guys, look at these panels where Luffy is like kicking, like dodging and kicking, and like just completely reading our boy with observation. Like, oh my God, when Luffy walks up through the fishman and then just kicks him in the face. Oh my God. And look at this choreography where you can see like Hody Jones stepping and about to kick Luffy, and Luffy is blocks it. Oh my God. Like again, I will say this does show how far Luffy's come. Like Luffy's a big deal now, and like he is not a fraud. Luffy is the real deal now, and that is shown, case in point, in this arc. And I really like this fight. I think I really like this altercation and this whole like sequencing of action at set pieces here. I think it's really good, especially with the Luffy part. Very good. But the anime, oh my God, they butchered it. It's God.
yeah. This is very very lengthened in the anime and becomes pretty choppy at points.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know what they were thinking. It's fine. I guess this arc isn't like that important compared to other parts of the series, so it's fine. I guess they just didn't want to focus on this too much, but I felt like they could have put more effort into it. Maybe effort's not the right word, but that they could have just done it better, you know?
Some more care. Yeah.
Yeah, care, I guess. But, this is like one of the first times we've seen, the Straw Hats kind of show off their abilities. That tornado Tatsumaki is pretty cool. I like that. And yeah, no, it's kind of nice that Zoro keeps his bandana. Yeah, no, it's nice that he keeps that, especially with the one eye. Yeah, no, that's great. Sanji, everyone's gotten stronger. This is good. Now, I do like the betrayal of, oh my God, I hated this guy.
Yeah.
Vanderdecken. This guy was a weirdo, bro. But yeah, no, it's nice that
Yeah.
he betrayed him. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have some mixed feelings about the rest of this fight. It kind of goes in a direction that I didn't really like as much, I guess. I guess it was kind of supposed to because it needs to show off his fisherman abilities, like how he's able to swim.
Yeah, I mean, it's because Luffy was absolutely destroying this guy on land, so they needed to give him an advantage to for the fight to actually have like a real challenge.
Yeah, it's fine. I guess I won't really say much. I don't know. I just remember kind of not liking this as much. But oh my God, he starts roiding out a little bit,
Yeah.
and yeah, there's some good stuff. You know what? This is pretty fine. I think this is a pretty solid fight overall. I just looking back at these panels, this is pretty solid, honestly. Like I think this arc in general is not that bad. Just middle of the road, but pretty solid. Oh yeah, Poseidon. Oh yeah, because that's Shirahoshi. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're looking for. But yeah, no. And I do like the stuff that they're talking about. This is technically still Fishman Island, I believe, where they're talking about Aokiji and
Yeah, that's like
Akainu.
the falling action pretty much.
Yeah, so that is pretty cool, and I do like he became the fleet emperor. This is nice world building and stuff, and I might be misunderstanding the definition of world building a little bit. I could completely.
No,
Uh,
this is good world building. It's good. I think this is a part of world building that I think Oda is really good at. Actually, it's this sort of idea that things are like moving and developing in the background, even without the main character's intervention. It makes the world sort of feel alive and less like everything revolves around what he's doing.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what's great about One Piece. And yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Blackbeard. Our boy is moving up in the world. You know
Yeah,
what I
he's moving
mean?
up.
He's an emperor now, and yeah. So this is kind of a funny. I want to go back to the Kainu and Aokiji because this is kind of funny. So as you know, I'm friends with some people. I talk to some people that think that a Kainu is a fraud. It's just very funny. Listen, it is very funny to call shonen characters frauds. It is just I don't know what it is. It's just it makes the monkey brain neuron activate go burr. It's just oh my God, it's just so funny. It's like, bro, you got into a standstill with a guy that is weak to your element, and you like it took you like what, like how many times, how long did they fight, like 3 days or
10
whatever?
days.
10
10
days, yeah. It took him 10 days to beat him. Like, bro, you're a fraud. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's so funny. Yeah, top one. That's our goat. This is our goat right here. No, I'm not slandering it, kind of. I'm pretty neutral on him. He's okay. I do like what people appreciate about him, like as I've stated in the previous video, but it's just funny to talk about. But yeah, and our boy Luffy, he's so goated, man. He just yells at Big Mom and
Yep.
says, I'm gonna make Fishman Island my own territory after
Big
in
Mom.
Whitebeard's like death and his passing. He's going to take up the mantle. Oh my God, so
That's
goated.
great.
Yeah, no, this is our go. I fucking love Luffy, man. This is he's our boy. No, overall, moreover, I think Fishman Island it's fine. I think it's pretty middle of the road in terms of One Piece content. I don't think it's nothing super crazy. There's some solid stuff that happens in here, but it just doesn't have the highs to compete with, Marineford, Enies Lobby, Sabaody, Water
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
Water 7,
Yeah,
stuff.
as like I think Amazon Lily we talked about last time, it's a perfect example of like a middle tier One Piece arc.
Yeah, and I know some people kind of wanted something more. I think this is a solid first arc. I'm not exactly super. This is not really the part of time skip One Piece that I have issues with. I think it's okay. Like this one was fine. It's more so
Hmm.
some of the later arcs, like the next three we're going to talk about. Maybe even more, honestly. But yeah, expect to see some criticisms of post time skip One Piece in the future. After this, in previous and later videos. However, of course, I like the series overall, and I do want to finish it. I haven't finished yet because I really want to finish Egghead, and I believe Egghead has ended at this point at the time of
It is.
recording, right?
Yes, Egghead is over, and we're moving on to the next part of
Yes,
the story.
Elbaf, I guess.
Yeah, Elbaf. That's
Okay, and I know this is a very what's highly anticipated arc in One Piece. A
yes,
lot of
it is the most built up arc in One Piece. Genuinely, like it was first mentioned in Little Garden. That's over 20 years ago.
Yep. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Fear not, I do like his story overall, and no. Listen, I definitely have criticisms of this series, and I mean, you're gonna see, I'm going to kind of give One Piece a lot of shit. Maybe not shit, but I'm going to criticize One Piece a lot in the next few videos, and you're gonna see that. And I do have some overall issues with the series, but I think what you're reading and the good stuff that you have is definitely worth your time. I think One Piece is legitimately a good art series, and you should read it. I think it's good. I quite like it. Would I recommend this to people? Yes, if you're a fan of shonen, I would absolutely recommend One Piece.
And
As
you have,
usual.
if you have 4 to 8 months to spare to just reading
Exactly.
one thing.
Yeah. And again, you don't have to read all of it all the way through. You don't have to do what I'm doing where you're not reading like barely anything else. You can take breaks and read other things or just read it in your leisure. It's not the end of the world. I personally have had some people really like push me, feel like you gotta get to Wano, you gotta get to Wano, get to Wano, get to Wano. So like it's okay. Like that will happen. But it personally didn't stop me. I'm perfectly fine. And yeah, I've read 900 like 50 chapters of a 1100 chapter manga at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. That's a big I'm feeling very accomplished. Like that's a big milestone. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and do
Yeah.
expect more content, One Piece content in the future. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you can know when our uploads come up. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed me rambling about the Reunion Saga. And yes, we will be talking about the Warlord Saga next in the next video. I hope to
All
see you
right.
soon.
Yeah. Well, this has been the Anime Connoisseurs. Good night, everybody.